What's going on, everybody? Back again for another Homeless by Richness episode. This is, I think it's part 5. All right, so this one has to do with uh, my involvement, going to Atlanta before and after the Gold Spot shooting. So this is going to be me just talking about what I was doing, why I came to Atlanta, and all of that different stuff. So I want to start off and just go straight into it, show you the places I've been to, some key points for y'all to kind of like uh, pinpoint and pick up the pieces, the puzzle pieces as I go. All right, so when I first came to Atlanta, it wasn't just because I came. So my uncle, was fussing with my grandmother one day in his house. She came to visit, and he's yelling at her, "Get out my house, then yo!" He real loud, "Get out my house, then yo!" Something she must have said to him, and he told her to get out my house. And so, you know, it was a serious moment because he was really, really aggressive. He was real aggressive and loud, or whatever the case. And so, it looked like he was about to hit her again. I remembered the first time. I recalled the time when he did punch her, and I had to save her. And so I'm like, man, not again. Like, it's worse. Like, he didn't apologize. He made it worse, like by yelling at her. So that triggered me. And then after he did that to my grandmother, he kicked me out. And no, he didn't kick me. He didn't kick me out. He kicked me out first and came back. Then he told me to come back because grandma wanted me. Then he's yelling at grandma, kick her out, and then he was getting kicked out of his house. He was getting kicked out of his house. So the sheriffs come. He's getting kicked out, and he's like, "We gotta go. We move. I'm moving out." Like all of a sudden, he didn't tell nobody. It was like that very same day he's moving out. Whatever the case. I'm like what the world? Like stuff just in the yard. All of a sudden, just wake up stuff in the yard. Doesn't like what the world? Like yeah, I'm moving out. Like why you ain't like that? I could have prepared. Could have found somewhere to go or something. And it was like spare the moment. And so I had to get my stuff and get out. So everybody had to pack that stuff up and go, or whatever the case. So I leave and I go over. I walk from West Baltimore, Garrison Boulevard. I walk all the way to Lock Raven, Linkside Drive, Parkville, Maryland. I walked all the way. The bridge was not they didn't fix the bridge yet, or they didn't make the new bridge yet. So I had to walk over the creek. It was snowing and stuff. It was flurries of snow and stuff. So my feet was frozen cold. I couldn't feel my feet and stuff. I had to walk all the way from Garrison Boulevard all the way to East Baltimore, County. You know what I'm saying? Lock Raven. Up there by McDonald's and Taco Bell and Wells Fargo. Like way up there. I walked. So and then by the time I got there, I couldn't feel my feet and I couldn't walk no more. Like I couldn't like I had almost frostbites because I had to walk across the water. And I had to took my boots and my socks off to walk across the water to get across the creek. Made it, and then by the time I made it, I was done. I couldn't feel my feet. So the neighbors, like I said, my aunt always be like that. She know when I'm coming. So what happens is, whatever she be feeling in her emotions to make her not open the door or tell them not to open the door, be. But what I did, I couldn't do anything. So it was so cold. I knocked on the door. Nobody answered the door. Joshua was in there like somebody at the door. Just it just was irritating. Somebody that's not family is in there, not just chilling and warm and stuff, and I'm out here freezing trying to survive. It was just irritating. And then also I'm thinking John and all this kind of like if John was living here, he would have let me in. So it's like all kinds of stuff going through my head. But I'm freezing too. So the next door neighbors, it's new neighbors. It's not the same lady that was the Ravens fan. She comes over, give me a blanket. It was like a baby fat pink and black blanket or fleece, and my aunt come pulling up. As soon as they give me the blanket, she come pulling up. She like, you can get that back to the neighbors. I'm like well, I might as well have went over to the neighbor's house. Like that's kind of how I was feeling. Like yo, I'll go over to y'all house and chill. But when she gave me the blanket, everybody started activating. The next door neighbor, gave me the blanket. Everybody activated. My aunt came. As soon as my aunt came, Selena opens the door. Selena Ortega. She opens the door like, oh my. She didn't say anything. She just looking like, And then she's just walking, go up the stairs or whatever the case. Simone is just looking at me like, dang, oh my. And then Josh was like, dang, yo, Ray, like, I'm curled up, freezing. They just looking at me like, So I crawls up in there, can't move or nothing like that. My aunt ain't say nothing right away because she know I'm freezing cold. She waited. The COVID didn't come yet. It was 2019. I just came from Utah. I had just came from Utah like about a month or two, you know, before, the police came and kicked me out of Tanika's house, or Tanika's mother's house. Joe Cunningham giving me this Greyhound bus ticket out of nowhere. Police up there. I got my son in my arms. It was a big traumatic moment. I didn't want no problem. So I leave Utah, go to my uncle's house 2019. From that, at my uncle's house, like about 2 months, I'm waiting on disability because I applied for SSI in Utah. And so I transferred it over to Baltimore. But when I was in Utah, they said, I'm definitely going to get my disability. I come to Baltimore, all of a sudden it changed. Oh, you're not going to get it. Just some random guy tell me I'm not going to get it, and all this. So I try to set the appeal. So I've been appealing ever since 2019. I've been appealing my disability case and never got it, because I got injured on the job and they told me that I couldn't work no more, because I got injured, I had to go to the ER. My wife had to take me to the ER and stuff like that. So it was a lot happening and stuff. So they was like, yeah, well, I don't even know why you're working. You got a lot of problems, your vision low and stuff. I don't even know why you're working. So I got a family to feed and stuff. They were like, understandable, da da da, but you shouldn't be working, da 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 da, whatever the case. We're gonna give you disability. You definitely gonna get it because da 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 da, whatever. You know, she was like, you had it before. There was no reason for it to stop or whatever the case, but you definitely gonna get it again because you injured or whatever the case. They really was like, she was really for me. Like, and then I had my son, my daughter, and my ex wife was on my disability case and stuff like that. So it was like no nothing bad about. Then we also applied for Section 8, so we had Section 8 disability waiting, and we just came out of low income housing. We did the 1 year, the lease is up, so we moved back into our mother house, whatever. So that had happened, and when we moved back into our mother house, she was like, you're more than welcome to come and stay, and this, that, and the third. You welcome anytime and all that. So I was real open to like going back, and I said, letting her know the rundown, like, yeah, we applied for Section 8. I got injured on the job, I had to go to the ER, man. I need help, da da da, because my body breaking down and da da da. We got the disability in the Section 8, so I was gonna do it like that, da da da. And she was like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. Da, da, da. I said we probably move out before then because da da da. Money comes, taxes, disability. I didn't even get my tax money. They stole my tax money, so I was relying on all kind of stuff I was planning. It wasn't stuff was just falling apart. So anyway, whatever the case, it comes and the police come and all this some crazy family stuff going on. I get caught up in the midst of it, and it looked like I'm the problem, but I'm not the problem. The problem is somebody else, but they took it out on me, and so I'm like, I don't even know how I became the problem because the argument came to me because I said something about heat bumps. My son got heat bumps, and I know how to handle that. My grandmother told me what to do. When a child get heat bump, a baby get heat bumps, what to do. Second and third, and she just started spazzing out on me. So it wasn't me because there's no reason. That's not a reason to spaz out on somebody when you're talking about. My grandmother taught me that. It's more like you can't get offended that I told you that I know how to take care of my son, or if you was concerned, I got it or whatever. I think Tanika's mother was like, she just didn't like the fact that I was trying to be um, overly helpful. Like I was way too helpful, way too kind, like do it myself type of guy, like her. Like do it myself type of mother. I'm a do it myself type of guy. Like even with the groceries, she just hated that I always try to get all the groceries at one time. She hated that for some reason, or she just was fussing about that. Why you always trying to do one trip? Just get some help sometimes. Learn how to receive help. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is a habit. I'm just used to grabbing as much as I can. Like, but you got help. Help is here. You don't need to be da 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 da. Whatever the case. And then it was the same thing with my son was like, got it. And then she starts spazzing out. And then, next thing you know, Joe come with the Greyhound bus tickets. And then the police is there. Somebody gonna have to get up out of here. And I'm like, man, last time somebody just pulled the gun out on me on the job. So these cops probably be like that too. They probably pull a gun out just cause. So I don't want me getting shot up with my son in my arms, because they don't know what to feel. A bunch of black people in their face and they white, and we in Utah, you don't really see black people like that. So they might get scared and, on some nervous crap, pull out a gun and shoot somebody on some nerve. Oh, I was nervous. He made a move. So I didn't want to do that, after the guy pulled the gun out on me on the job. you're just too fidgety for me. So I'm like, no, y'all too fidgety. Y'all can't do your job properly. You're not trained or something. And to be able to read energies and characters, y'all might pull a gun out just because you, whatever the case, scared or feel some kind of way. You know. So I was like, nah. So I left at my uncle house. Then from my uncle house to my aunt house. From my aunt house, when I was there at my aunt house, COVID-19 hit. COVID-19 hit. Um, and that's when she had caught COVID. She had caught the COVID, and I had to save her. Me and Zendaya Coleman on the meta situation had to save her out of this cave that she was in, running from zombies or whatever the crap. And we'll get to the point, y'all. Sorry, 10 minutes long, but it's the intro was this is needed information so you can know what was going on with me to get to this point. Um, so yeah, that meta situation, she had caught COVID, and then I had a meta situation where I'm trying to save her out of this cave, and there's a bunch of like undead or zombies or demons or whatever they was trying to get to her and kill her. I guess that's how a lot of people was dying from COVID. Like zombies in the meta world was ripping at their bodies. I was watching also Hellbound, the show called Hellbound on Netflix, and that was during the same time COVID hit, and I'm watching Hellbound, and it's a Korean show, and the guys is like metaphysical stuff ripping the guy apart. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So after that had happened, um, I had another meta situation with China McClain, and so I'm going into another episode seizure type thing, but I got out of it. It used to be a lot of protecting work, when it comes to the meta. So I was having a small little seizure, a small little episode, whatever. And then I got over it, and whatever the case, my aunt got over the COVID-19. Like I said, I saved her, but she got mad, rolled the stone over, and the zombies or whatever they was come running after us. Now the sensory level to this meta situation was like about an 8-9. Because you can smell the staleness in the atmosphere of this meta world or whatever the case. And so we're moving, and we running, and then we get on the boat, and or the ship. No, yeah, we get on the boat, and then she get on first, and then I get on. And I try to hold the plastic because they was trying to like rip the plastic open or whatever it was, that was some kind of protective type of whatever. And then the boat moves and start driving off. So they splash into the water trying to get to us. And they was trying to get through the plastic, but my body was in the way at the same time. So I was using my body to hold the plastic up and hold it down. So I had both my feet like doing jumping jacks or something, and I had my 2 feet out, spread out, and my 2 arms spread out, and I'm holding the plastic up or whatever the case. It's like the shower curtain plastic, but thicker, So it's like that shower curtain plastic or whatever. And Zendaya Coleman is behind my aunt while she's sitting in the middle of the boat or whatever, ashamed or whatever the heck, like, dag, I shouldn't have did that. And then Zendaya is just like eyes pop wide open, like, girl, if I die, I'ma kill you. She's just getting mad. If I die, I'ma kill you, or whatever the case. Because Zendaya she's famous, and so she down here with the COVID situation too. Zombies trying to get on the boat is me holding the plastic up and stuff like that. And it's not the first time I seen Zendaya in meta situation like that, but a lot of people have been dying from COVID. So, it was a thing that we was taking serious. And eventually when the boat leaves, we wake up, but we still was there on the boat, and I had to figure out how to teleport the boat out. So I was doing a lot of teleport work. So I figured out how to teleport the boat and got us out of there. And when we did, my aunt got over the COVID. She, was COVID free or whatever the case. But that whole time, Zendaya Coleman was with me. And then another time, China McClain was with me when we teleported out. We was back in the base, the white space, the area that I was at, the soul space or whatever. And me and her had to go to work. Now, she was mad at me or whatever. She was mad at me, and she didn't want to talk to me. I just wanted to talk to her. Like, she was like, we ain't got time to talk. We got to go out here. So we going out this little door in the darkness. You got the music playing. There's like real fantastic music and crap like that going on, and we trying to save people and crap. So it was just like how it was with Disney's Ant Farm in 2013, trying to save people from the same Disney demons, as they call it, COVID or whatever. The same stuff that we was fighting in 2013 to escape was back again. And there was a lot of people there in a safe space, and we kept going out bringing people in, and they were just standing there waiting so that to get out of there, get lifted out of there. and it was because of me and China McClain at that time. So then that was the meta situation that was happening when COVID first hit. It was a lot of high sensory level metaphysical stuff going on, and then my aunt kicked me out right after they announced on the news that nobody is allowed to go outside. Nobody is allowed to go outside. You know, stay in the house. Don't nobody go outside. You can't do this. You can't do that. The bus is free. Stuff stopped running and stuff. Stores were closing. And so it was like that, you had to wear masks and stuff. It was getting real crazy. Like, what? You got to wear a mask and this and that. As soon as the whole decree of you can't go outside or whatever, she kicked me right out the house. Like, how you gonna kick me out the house and say I can't? I gotta leave. And they just said on the news, can't nobody go outside. So it was like funny. So I was like, man, what the heck? Like, so they like, ain't nobody. And then, they was like, Selena's looking like, where Ray go? What's going on? Because Aunt Jill, I think she was fussing about something, but she was like, what is going on? She come down the stairs bumbling, do, what's going on? What y'all fussing about? But she knew that Aunt Jill was probably about to kick me out, and I just got in good, and I was like, trying to get back in sync with Selena and stuff like that, missing a lot of time and stuff. And so Aunt Jill did that, kicked me right out. I'm like, what the heck going on? And she couldn't even go to work or whatever the case like that. Or I think she had to go to work because she was a nurse, but people was catching COVID at the job. A couple of Africans caught COVID at the job, and then she caught COVID at the job, and then a couple of patients caught COVID. So it was like people was catching COVID real heavy, especially her. And it was just crazy, man. Excuse me, interruptions, but it was just crazy. So anyway, whatever the case, she kicked me out. Selena was trying to say something to keep me there, but Simone and Aunt Jill made up their mind. I think it was, yeah, that's what happened. I was talking to Simone, and I wanted to hash out a situation from the past. Our childhood let's play house days. Like it was the biggest secret in the world or whatever. I was just trying to like, yo, we grown adults now. Let's talk about this thing and let this thing go, or whatever the case. Because she's still acting funny. I'm like, there's no reason to use that as an excuse to be acting funny towards me, because you got internal, hierarchical issues or whatever the case. So I'm like, whatever. So I was like, I could see what it was, but I'm like, all right, she gonna keep using that. So I just wanted to talk about it, but she didn't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk, bro. She started fussing and stuff, yelling, roaring and stuff. And then Aunt just sitting in the middle of the floor, but it wasn't. She was sitting in the middle of the floor like she was sitting on a ship in a meta situation. So I knew that it was Simone probably. She yelling at me, but she really yelling at Aunt Jill. But instead of kick Aunt Jill out, kick me out. So it was really like that. She killed a lot of people. Probably died from her, doing her anger or whatever, just like moving a stone. She just mad for no reason or whatever. So we put it on me or whatever. I'm like, all right, yeah, you right. People probably did die from that because she moved a stone over and stuff like that. And we trying to barricade the cave door or whatever, or the cave opening, barricade it so they don't get through to the other people that's safe. So it was crazy. So I get kicked out. Always taking hits for somebody. Get kicked out, and I go to my aunt Aurelia house, and she didn't let me in right away. I had slept on the bus stop up the street from her house. Slept on the bus stop. It was cold and stuff, but I slept up there. And then I would come in and try to take a shower or something. And I'm like, I'm cool as long as I can take a shower, wash up. I'll, just come through, chill. Then I'll leave or whatever. I won't stay. I'll sleep outside. And then she eventually let me stay in the basement or whatever the case. And then she let me save up my food stamps and all this type of stuff like that. But and then there was all that process. I was trying to do Lyft. Like we can do Lyft again, but you gotta wear masks and stuff like that, and then you can do cable. So I try to even go back and doing cable and stuff. So I tried to pick my life back up when they start opening up jobs again. Like, oh, now we can go back to work for Comcast. You just gotta wear a mask and wear gloves. Like you gotta wear. I still got gloves from the first COVID pandemic when you gotta go to when we start going back to work. I still got gloves, and the gloves I got us to go into customers' houses and install a cable, wear a mask and wear gloves. And so it was that, and so I tried to pick myself up, but eventually Lyft wasn't working because I wasn't making no money with Lyft, but the rental was too expensive, like $500 for the rental, and then you got supposed to make money for yourself. That was disrespectful. They rape people all the time with that ride share stuff. They rape people all the time. It's not really a job. It's just like something that they use to rape people, whatever. So anyway, that didn't work. DoorDash. I was making a little bit of money with DoorDash, but I had the rental still. So if I had my own car, would have really was rocking off, would have been rocking off, whatever. But I ain't had my own car, so. And then I try to go back to Comcast and all of that stuff like that. And but the first when I first got to my aunt house, I chilled for a while, applied for food stamps. I always had my food stamp card, but I just reapplied and they reactivated my stuff, reactivated my health insurance and all that types of my Medicaid and stuff like that. Um, and then I got the tax credit, the child tax credit, the stimulus checks that started coming out for the first time. And then what happened after that? Oh, I just felt the Most High was touching me to go to Atlanta, in which was like my grandmother. My grandmother was there at my aunt house too, so she was in the basement, sleeping on the couch, and I was sleeping on the floor, or whatever the case, in a corner somewhere. And I just, we just felt the unction that I should just go to, Atlanta, like, and try to see if I can like make things work out there, whatever. And I just felt a call in there. So that's why I just felt it. Like nothing was going on. Nobody died yet. It was still COVID though, but nobody died yet, and nothing like that. You can just like traveling just started opening back up and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna try to go out and just keep it pushing and see if I can find some work or something like that. But what happened was, my grandmother is Cherokee, so she's not even black. She's German and Cherokee, Native Indian. So she's not black at all. So she was like, the unction to go there. So Atlanta, I didn't know Atlanta was, the Cherokee spot, but I was, it was because of what happened with my uncle, my aunt, my grandmother's now. It was a bunch of connection stuff going on and stuff like that. So I end up going to Atlanta. Bam, I'm in Atlanta. I planned it out with my stimulus check money, da da da. I got the hotel, and bam, I catch the flight. And here I am. It wasn't Holiday Inn. It was something else. It was two hotels, I think, and it was something else here. And I got that hotel, and it was over here. It was over here somewhere. Well, maybe yeah, it was this one, but it's now Holiday Inn. And so I was in here. My room was in the back behind there somewhere, and I stayed for like 2 nights because I wanted to make sure I rested on the Shabbat before I went out and try to like find a way for myself because I was gonna be homeless and I knew I was gonna be homeless. So I just wanted to spend a couple of dollars to rest on the Shabbat before I be out there in the street dirty, because I knew I was gonna have to pee and poop on the ground outside. So I had to find you know, I knew it was gonna be a suffering moment. So I go out here and do that, and then I just go down this road, and I ended up finding my way to Must Ministries, and I tried to get a job at Madison Cable. So Madison, let's go to it. Sorry about the drag out, y'all. Madison, let's go to Must Ministries. All right. So I go to first Must Ministries. Now Must Ministries is in a different spot now. Um, all right, that's McDonald's. All right, right here. Now Must Ministries used to be up here. All right, so I think I'm here. I went too far. Um, all right, so let's say Must Ministries right here, but it's gone now. Oh, it's still there. All right, so it's still there. When you look at it from this view, it's still there. So this was Must Ministries. I went right here, got a they give you like a 30-day, and this is where I seen the guy that looked like the killer of Gold Spot, but not the very first time I came here. So gotta bear with me. It's step by steps here, so you got to get through the story. so you can get to the point where I did see him, and I made that video where I zoomed in. It's the veteran, the Vietnam vet next to him, and then he's chilling on the chair, and I got the little video where it looked like Jackie Chan looking at it and stuff. All right, so whatever the case, so I'm here, and we stayed in here, and I had to see like a social work and stuff like that, and I told him about, I was just stressing out because what happened with my grandmother and my uncle and stuff like that. So I didn't tell nobody the story yet until I came here about what happened with my grandmother and stuff, and that sparked a big huge conversation and stuff like that. You know, and he's like, he's like, what happened? I said, yeah, my uncle punched my grandmother in the face, and I'm just, I don't know what to do. I'm stressing out. I had to get out of there. I had to get out of my city, Baltimore. My grandmother's a Cherokee Native Indian. I just thought to come to Atlanta because, I just got to get out of there. And I ended up coming to Must Ministries or whatever the case because um, I just don't know what to do. I'm stressing out or whatever. And he yelling at my grandmother, get out my house, then yo. So the man that I'm talking to is just like, man, you like you need to you need a minute. You need a minute. You need to take a minute or whatever. I'll give you 30 days if you need an extension. Let me know. I'll give you an extension and stuff like that and whatever the case. Because I said that my grandmother's a Cherokee Native. She's just Cherokee Native and German. She's not even black. And so I was telling him everything about it. He was really listening. So as I was talking about myself, and I'm crying and stuff because as soon as I start talking about my uncle punched my grandmother in the face, I start trembling. I couldn't control my emotions at that point. And he was like, just take a minute, take a break. I'm like, having a hard time breathing. My heart started going all crazy and stuff. So I was like, yeah, just take a minute, or whatever. So that's when I contacted Roberto Fortu and Rabbi Simon Altat because I was like stressing out and I couldn't control my stress. I couldn't control my emotions a little bit. And so I contacted them on Facebook and tried to get some confidence in them and told them about what happened with my grandmother because the emotions was coming back and what would they advise or whatever the case. And then they just said stupid things. Rabbi Simon Altab said, you don't have the right to kill anyone or whatever the case. And I'm like, so as the scriptures say, if somebody, he who smiteth his father or mother must surely be put to death. Exodus chapter 21, verse 15, or Shemot chapter 21, verse 15. If it says that, and he must surely be put to death, a man that kills a man, presumptuously, as he lies in wait or whatever the case, you're just a murderer. You're a murderer, whatever the case. Take him away from my altar that he may die. So the Most High is saying what we must do in cases where men are murderers. If a man just violently, he's just going crazy, trying to, hit his mother and his father, trying to harm his father and his mother, they must surely be put to death. So I tried to get some comfort through them, and they was just like, he's just lashing out at me. He leaning on me like, da 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 da. You don't this and you that, and you need to calm down. You need to get out of your. He was trying. I guess he was trying to think that I was boasting or something like that, or it was a whole. It was like, yo, I'm really trying to confide in you. Maybe because I'm not talking to you, you can't hear my voice. But when he was reading the text messages, he was probably taking it like a test or just like he lashing at me like I'm the guilty one. I said, like I'm stressing out. I'm trying to confide, and he could not tell that I was trying to confide in him or something. So he just started lashing at me. You can't this, and you don't have the authority to kill nobody, and you don't seek revenge and don't seek vengeance and all this. I'm like, what the world? You just leaning on me. So then the other rabbi, Roberto Fortu, he's in the Philippines. He's like, take it to court. I would not do any harm to him, and I would take it to court. I'm like, but if he killed my grandmother right in front of my face, he was going. They was like not understanding how they was like saying it like as if something it was not possible to do. Like that's impossible. Like I'm just making a story up or something. Like there's no way possible that this story is true. So we just gonna say whatever and play with him, like because they thought I was playing with them or something. I don't know what they was thinking. Is this also showed that they really never really got to know me. You didn't really sit down with me and got to know me and what was going on in my life, what kind of stresses and traumas I was going through in my life, and also show that why you probably felt the way you feel about me because you don't know me and you never wasn't trying to get to know me. You're just trying to like whatever you're trying to do. So all of that. So I have the records of that. I don't have the records anymore of of it, of the conversation, but I just deleted them. Like, no, I can't do that. The Levi Cohen, who did not show any papers, Simon Altaf, he never showed me any piece of paper that, or said that he got pieces of paper that say on the genealogy that he's a Cohen by blood. So it's hard to even believe that now, even with the advice that he gave me. Like, it's hard to believe that he's a Cohen, and should I forsake him or not? Whatever the case, as the scripture say, forsake not a Cohen within your gates. And so I'm like, a Levite within your gates. So I'm like, whatever, man. I don't know if I should even follow that or not, but just in case, I'm gonna still follow it. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not following you on Facebook, because that was the worst advice you could give me. And you just judging me now. That Levite card gave you that right to feel like you can just lash out at me for some reason. And he's from India. He speaks Urdu or whatever. So that's probably where some of the Levites went in India, and hid out during the siege of Jerusalem, whatever. So I'm just still like, still though, man, I'm a whole grown man, and like, why did you even talk to me like this? Why would you talk to me like this from the beginning? Like, from the very beginning, why was you lashing out? So it was just always like, yo, I don't even know if these guys know how to feel about me, or they even know about me. Like, you just lashing out on somebody you don't know. Like, if somebody asks you, like, do you know who this guy is that you lashing out at? Like, you just throwing under the bus. Do you know him? Anything about him? Tell me something about his past that he told you. Tell me the first time you sat down and spoke with this man face to face, and actually dialogue about his life and what things he's been through, or whatever the case, and his people been through. Not one time can they say they have actually got to know us or know me, or whatever the case. You just got emotions and stuff, or whatever you going through is your own agenda you trying to project. And so it's like, with the world, it was a mess. So I couldn't even confide in them. So after that had happened, I was let me go back out here. So after that had happened, yeah, it shut down now, as you see. It's shut down now. So when you go here, you can't even go through. It used to, so they had an angle that you can see it, but now when you go down the street, it's not there anymore. It's around the corner, down the street, around the corner now. So I was, went to the gas station down the street down here, and I ended up sitting down here. So I sat over here by the tree over here, and this guy come walking up to me. This white guy come walking up to me, Caucasian, and he's just talking to me, and I'm like, yeah, man, talk to him, da 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 da. You gotta, travel the world, and I was just giving him a pep talk about how to treat people, how to respect people when you go into their countries and stuff like that, you know. And this was I came here right after the the U.S. Capitol, excuse me, the U.S. Capitol got ran into. Then I went here, after the whatever the case. So it was like right in the same time frame of all of that happening, but the gold spot didn't happen yet. So I would sit here over here and stuff, eat my little food and snacks I had from the gas station when I would go, and I had a talk with them right here. And this is where I had the conversation with the rabbis at. I was on my phone, and I was uh, Facebook messaging them on Facebook Messenger, and they said what they said. And then time still passing or whatever the case. I would go to Madison. I was trying to get a job at Madison. Let me go there. I think it's right here. Sorry, y'all. Give me a minute. I'm over. Wrong way. Sorry. So when you go down, let me see. You hit the turn. So when you go down, I used to always have to walk past this. If you can see it, have to always walk past this spa, but nobody got shot at the spa. But I never went in, and I never really noticed it was there until I came back. The third time, I noticed that it was there. But the first time, I will always walk by here and didn't notice that it was there. And it's a key to this. If you made it this far through the video, 34 minutes, this is a key to the spa shooting. This is aftermath. This is 2024. So she's wearing the gray jacket on or whatever the case. And that is a sign. Also, the cars that are standing by are a sign, and a message. The white cab, or the white car, pickup truck, you know. So he's trying to say that I'm the pickup truck. I'm the one that basically saved their souls and kept them safe, whatever the case. After when that gold spot stuff happened. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. So just bear with me. But I just want to stop here, let you know this is what they're saying now. If it's not for me living a pious and holy life this very day, 2024, they would they would still be going up in here trying to shoot them next, shoot somebody else next, or whatever the case. Because you read the news report, it said that if they did not stop him, he would have kept shooting more people. He wouldn't have stopped killing. He wouldn't have stopped his killing spree of Asian people. He would have kept killing people, murdering people, whatever he's doing. So if how would that happen? It's because of my piety, because I serve the Most High. Now, people are not stupid in America. They know if you're holy or not. Nobody's dumb, But people are not overly religious to where they're not stupid to where you just faking the funk or you just playing a religious game and you're not really holy. People are not stupid. They just roll with the punches a lot in America. But in America, because there's a melting pot of a lot of religions and cultures or whatever the case, they started going off, like letting people know, I guess I'm not part of it, but whatever was happening with the Nancy Pelosi and all of that stuff, it came off on me, you know. And because I'm holy, it saved Nancy Pelosi's life and it saved Miss Irene Pan's life, but some of the Chinese people, when they block their people off from knowing and having knowledge and stuff, when they block their people off like TikTok and stuff, you block your stuff and your people can't learn or whatever the case, and so they get hit not knowing, like, I didn't know that there was a guy, or I didn't know this or know that or whatever the case. And it could be looked at as preference or culture, or whatever the case, it could be looked at as whatever. But when you have people out there shooting and there's one guy that can save all kinds of cultures, you want to let them know who that's the guys that's going to keep them safe inside of this melting pot, or this enemy behind enemy lines place called the American system. You want them to know, and that's what she's trying to say. You know, I'm the pickup truck. Dwight Gibson is the pickup truck. I'm the one that picked them up, the one that saved them. Dwight Gibson, Gray, Gr, Gray Gibson. So Dwight Gray Gibson, whatever. So they trying to talk to you. That's why she's outside. Why the whole camera's even going by. They never outside. I never seen them outside. No matter how many times I walk by this spot, this massage spa, I never seen anybody outside or the doors open, or I never even seen an open sign lit up. But here it is. I see the woman on the map. She's out there sweeping, you know, cleaning up. So it's like, it's a message to y'all, you know, and it is because of me. Me just genuinely and generally living my holy life is saving people's lives, because I'm just living holy because I want to live holy. But a lot of weight is being thrown on me that I'm not knowing is being thrown on me, and people is like, like, that's how you don't know that you got all of this weight and all this accountability on your shoulders, all these people's lives in your hand, like, because I just live holy because I want to, you know. It's not an act with me. It's not a gimmick. I did it because I wanted to. I want to please the Most High Creator. And so we're gonna continue on. Now that you got that first message. First message. All right. Now we're gonna go to at the Waffle House. Go down some. All right. Sorry, y'all. Give me a minute. Here. All right. So here, I was trying to get a job at Comcast. Here, it's a company here. I was trying to apply for, but when I just felt like things was I was not supposed to be working here at the time. Things was kind of getting dangerous. I can feel it. I can feel something in the air. I just felt, I can feel something. So I just like, like, man, I gotta go, man. I can't stay or whatever the case. Cause I was doing a ride along with a guy. I was doing a ride along with him, and I was driving around with him doing, cabling, showing him that I knew my stuff and just catching back up. And I was supposed to be riding one of these trucks by myself and going out, and I just had to leave or whatever the case. I had to leave. So no, yeah, what happened? What was the reason that I left? Was it the second time I caught train? Hmm. I'm trying to remember what happened first. Cause I went here twice. Cause I was doing a ride along. Then the next time I came, I did the training, and I left in the training. Or was it the one whole thing? I forget exactly when I just know I was coming here. I had to walk here from ministries to here. I walked here past that little massage spa, walked all the way up here, and yeah. And some I forget what time which one was it? First time I think I was riding along with somebody. Riding along with somebody kept dropping me off at the Months Ministries, but something happened at the Months Ministries. Um, my time was up or something like that. Something was going on, and I had ended up going to the Salvation Army. Something happened where I ended up going to the Salvation Army. I forget exactly because I was trying to like something. I forgot exactly what was happening. Maybe I went to Salvation Army first, then I went to Months Ministries. Maybe I had it backwards, y'all. Give me a minute. But whatever the case, I went to the Salvation Army here. I think that's it. That's not it. This one. All right. All right. So this is the Salvation Army I was at on Lucky Street, and I did a lot of my videos on my Instagram in this corner over here with my brown hoodie on and stuff like that. I was talking about disrespectful people driving up and down the street, and they was giving out free clothes and stuff like that, like gloves and socks and stuff to stay warm. If you had to use the bathroom, sometimes you got to go behind this little wall back there and pee. But we was sleeping outside. A lot of people were sleeping outside, like right here. They was give us blankets and stuff from in there, and people could lay right here, waiting for a room in the shelter. You go around the corner, up the street, around the corner right here. If they had a free room for you, I mean a free bed, then you can get that free bed, or else you get a pay bed. And you go in here like at 4 p.m. They open the doors. This is one lady, the security guard. She be up in there scanning your head, making sure you ain't got no fever, ready to get COVID. And the first time I came here to Atlanta, that's why I'm trying to, get the story straight. Because twice I was at Madison. I'm trying to put it together. I kind of forget. But I wanted to say it's another key point. When I came here to the Lucky, I would go to this Lucky Street grocery all the time, or whatever. And I would buy snacks and stuff like that with my food stamp card. The lady that worked in there or owned the store, I think she was Chinese. I believe she's Chinese, and there's an Indian guy in there. But they huddled up in there. One brown guy looked like he's from India, and a Chinese woman. And they huddled up in here, and I would always come in here and get snacks and stuff like that. Now one day, this guy comes in, Caucasian guy, he has this big bag on the back of his. It's like a sea bag, but a little bigger. It looked like a fatigue sea bag, but it's like a rectangle. And so it's big on his back, and he's carrying. He's the short guy with glasses on. Come walking in the store, pling a ling a ling. Walk in the store. I'm like about to pay for my chips and my grandma cookies. The oatmeal raisin. So I come. He come in there, walk to the back of the store, behind some kind of pillar. I'm like, hold on. So then I kind of like paused. Like the Chinese woman, both me and the Chinese woman paused. She didn't take my food stamp card, and I didn't like give her the food stamp card. We both looked to the corner of the store, like, hold on, look to the back where the pillar at, and he peeking behind the pillar, like, cause he's taking the bag off his shoulder. He's taking his bag off his back, and then he's peeking. I'm like looking at him, like, you ain't about to go in that bag, not in front of my, like, no, not on my. You was not about to go in that bag and do nothing, pull nothing out, or not. I just 100% feel you about to pull something out of there and rat a tat. So he like see that I'm like on him extra hard. We both on him extra hard. So he picked the bag off the ground and put it back on his shoulders, and then walk out the store. Pling-a-ling, sit right here. I pay for my stuff, and I sit right here at the edge. So I'm at the edge right here. He over here, right there. I didn't feel comfortable because I'm like, nah, I just didn't feel comfortable. Like, why are you still sitting here with the big bag? So I'm right here. Now it didn't dawn on me till I left, you know. So I'm gonna tell you this what happened, and then when I left, that's when the spy shooting happened. So this guy with this big bag on his back, know he had guns in it. Cause why is you putting your bag down in the back of the store? Why are you putting your bag down? And then like about to unzip it, and I'm on you, and then you put it back on your shoulders and walk out. Like you ain't buy nothing or nothing. You ain't buy no chips, no snacks or soda or nothing. You ain't grabbing nothing. Like you, come on, yo. We not stupid. Why you just walk out and then you sit here? I was supposed to walk out, pling-a-ling-a-ling, walk out, go back around here and sit on the corner. Like I was supposed to sit over here where they at. Normally that's what I would do. But when that had happened, I said, oh, H no. Where I'm from, I feel that 100%. Every corner store we got is Chinese store. So I felt that. I posted up right here. Bam, nah, we ain't doing that. Because where I'm from, we ain't doing that. So he just sitting here. I just like, nah, we just not doing that. I'll crack my chips open, my flaming hot Doritos crack, sitting here like, nah, I'm just gonna wait for you to see if you're gonna go back in there. Cause I just feel you. He gets up, walk away, walk down here, walk across the street, and just start walking down the street down here. No, we walking down the street down here. Walk down the street down here. Next thing you know, some boy come up in a car, pull up in a car right beside here, pull up real slow or whatever. His girlfriend or somebody pulls up. He's rolling up a dub in there. No, he back in. He backs in his girlfriend, and he's rolling up or whatever. He rolling up some weed or whatever, and his daughter in the back with the car seat. And he like, hey man, I'm sitting right here. I'm sitting right here. He like, hey man, look over there. I'm like, I ain't looking, man. You don't get out my face. He be like, man, I'm from around here. I'm from around here. I'm like, what that supposed to mean to me? Like, what that? So he gets out the car. I'm from around here. I get up out the steps. Like, I'm like, yo, I don't fight. I just got out the step. Like, yo, I don't fight, yo. What you trying to say? And then he was to walk over here with some people sitting over. He walked over here to see if, like, I'm in a shelter. Like, why you rolling up messing with homeless people for? Like, I'm like, how you don't get no points for that? I'm homeless in a homeless shelter, waiting for the shelter to go in there because I'm homeless. Trying to get a job. You messing with homeless people for sleeping on the ground, out of here. So he just start like feeling stupid. So he go over here, ask somebody something. They come over here. The midget guy come over, was like, no, he good, he good. He got this little voice, but he a midget. Got the raspy voice. He like, no, he good, he good. No, he in the shelter right there. He got a room and all that. He like, oh, I'm just saying, man, because, and I'm like, yo, what happened? Like, what? Like, yo, you rolled up on me. You know what I'm saying? You rolled up on me and then was like, go over there. It's empty like this now. You park right here. Like, you could have parked over there, or you parked right next to me chilling. You know what I'm saying? Because the guy, the white guy that was right here with the duffel bag, I'm thinking he got up, go threaten a couple of black people that's like hugging a block around here selling drugs, go threaten a couple of them. They come over here, threaten me. And then I'm like, all right, so I'm going to move. So you know what? I ain't want to have it because I'm like, soon as he left, the black guy come. I'm like, you know what, yo? I don't want no problems. I got a lift. The lift came, parked right here, hopped in the lift. I got my stuff out. I got my stuff out of there, whatever the case. Hopped in the lift and went straight to the airport and left. Went back to Baltimore, and told my grandmother what was happening and stuff like that. Sure enough, 3 days later, 2 or 3 days later, the spy shooting happened Oh, they done shot, all of these old women in the spa in Cherokee County, Georgia, and this, that, and the third. I was like, I just came from Atlanta. My grandma was like, you just came from there. I was like, I just came from there like 2, 3 days ago. Like, what happened? Like, nothing. I was in like the last thing that happened before that ghost spot happened was this Caucasian guy going into the store, pling-a-ling, putting his bag down, this big huge C duffel bag, cami fatigue, whatever the heck, like he was about to pull something out of there. You 100% felt he was gonna pull a gun out of there. I mean, it was big enough to pull a shotty out, no sawed off, like a shotty out, an M16 or whatever. It was big enough to pull anything out of there. That's how big it was, bigger than him. But he carrying it like, dang boy, you in boot camp or something? So and then he walk out not buying anything. It's the key part you want to notice in this whole story. He walks in with this big army fatigue bag that got leaves on it, cami leaves on it. Walk in the back, behind the pillar, put it down, peek behind the pillar. I'm looking dead at his eyeballs through the glasses, and he like get the bag back on him and walk out the door. Buys nothing. That's the key point. He didn't buy anything. Then he walks off. If you really was coming ahead to buy something, you would have bought something. But you came in, tried to do something that didn't happen, you walk off. Black guy come up, starting a problem with me, and then I call a lift and leave. Sure enough, as soon as I leave, 3 days later, oh, they done shot some Chinese people in the spa, and some, Korean lady, Latino, and they just went on a shooting spree. And so that's what I'm noticing. Like, then it dawned on me. I'm like, hold on. My grandma was like, you just came? I'm like, yeah. I just came to the last place I was at, the Chinese store. I was at the just came from the Chinese store. The last place I was at, eating my chips from the Chinese store, sitting on the steps. This Caucasian guy had this big bag on his back, like he had a gun in there or something. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm seeing like they going on the shooting sprees and stuff like, where? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Like, yo, I felt like it had something to do with me. So I go back. I felt like it was like people was trying to make it feel like I was guilty. So I just felt the energy. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going back. I'll be back, Grandma. I get right back up off the floor of my aunt's house in the basement area. And I go right back out, catch the, a lift to the airport, BWI, go right back out here. And I go to, where went it? I don't know. Um, yeah. So I goes here, same spot as when I first came. Instead of going to this hotel, my 2 days when it was like nothing happened and nobody got shot or nothing. I come here, my first time in Atlanta ever. You ever been here before? No, all that stuff. My second time coming when I say I'll be back, Grandma, going back out here. I go to the Motel 6 this time. Because over here, I use my Cash App card over here, but they said you can't use Cash App no more, whatever the case, like whatever. So I go to the Motel 6. They was basically saying go to the Motel 6. So I go to the Motel 6. They give me a room way up here, whatever the case, and it was just a bunch of people. I'm just feeling the energy. I bought eating Taco Bell the whole time, and like people just driving back and forth. And I had my door open and my window open. And I would always be looking out the window and stuff, and it's like I was in tune with the people and stuff like that, letting it be known, the energy be known that it had nothing. I had nothing to do with it or this, that. It was like a real stealthy type situation. Like what was going on or whatever. Last thing you was here. Next thing you know, Chinese people getting shot. The last person you saw was a Chinese woman. The last person I saw was a Chinese woman, and I left. And so I came back here, and then my time was up, and I leave, and I go back to the airport, and come back to Baltimore. Sure enough, I save up some more money, this, that, and the third, and I end up coming back here again. Except I didn't go to this hotel or this hotel. I went directly to Must Ministries. Went directly to Must Ministries. Went back there the second time because it was like stuff going on. So now the Must Ministries is in a different location. So it's in a different location, but wait a minute. So I went back to the original spot way up here, and this is where it was here. It wasn't. They was talking about relocating. They was like, oh, we're gonna relocate or whatever the case, or whatever, and they didn't relocate yet, so they didn't break it down yet because they was gonna make it bigger, make it more fortified, or whatever the case. So they didn't relocate. So I was still going here. So I was here again, and I would always be back and forth, and I would walk around to the Madison, to the Xfinity spot, and I was doing training and stuff like that. By what's his name? He on my TikTok. David. David was my trainer, and you actually I properly got trained to do cable for the first time. So I was always back here going back and forth trying to do cable, trying to get a place here. But then I felt another energy because I was looking at some stuff from Sato Tekeru from Japan. We do a lot of metalwork together. We did some stuff in 2015 with the Void and all of that. So it was really a matter that only me and him knew. So I felt the energy and the danger. So I was like, no, let me get up out of here. I gotta go again. I didn't want to leave, but I said like I had to leave again, because it was dangerous or danger coming. Just like how I got into that accident, but that time I had to get hit, just to see what it was. And nothing happened to me. Just something happened to the car. But it was dangerous again, and I left or whatever. Because me and Sato was tied together when it comes to the metalwork. All right, so again, I would come here, and this is when I finally noticed that the third time I come here to Atlanta, I noticed that there's a spa here. There's a massage parlor, whatever you call it, and I noticed there's one here, but it was never open. I'm like, what the world? But I was unctured to go in there, but every time I looked over here, I felt this like intense energy of death or whatever. Like going near this place would be death. Like you can feel death to close. Like walking by, looking at it, you can feel death. Like don't even come near this place. Bullets gonna start raining through the glass. Because I was like, yeah, because the gold spot situation had just happened. So I was trying to come back to just get up inside of these customers' homes and get the energy of these customers so I can know what the heck going on. So I came back to go to do cable, which is kind of in my mind to go back and do again, do now, to get the energy to see what's going on, because of this image, or this, wait, which one? Yeah, because of this one, where she's over here sweeping, because of this image, her out the door with the gray on, with the white, what they trying to say with the cars and stuff. It's no coincidence when this little Google Maps be going on. It's no coincidence. Just kind of gotta see it, what's going on. And then it dawned on me also with Nancy Pelosi with the U.S. Capitol, and I put it together. They're trying to kill women. It's not really about only Asians women or this gold spot or whatever the case. It's about women that don't have that have more authority than your typical, I guess, Caucasian man, your rebel man. So what can a man with a rebel flag say to a Chinese woman really? They here to do business and stuff like that. And like Nancy Pelosi, they really can't say anything to her. She the Speaker of the House, you know. And so whatever the case, like they just didn't care. Run into the Capitol. Now they killing old women, Asian. Just the point. Like Nancy Pelosi is an old woman. These the women that got shot in the spot were old women, over 60, 70, stuff like that. They elderly women getting shot by young 20, 21-year old men. What is that? You know what I'm saying? And the man was married. He was engaged to somebody. So what was that about? You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. All right, so it's crazy. So back down here, when I first came to Atlanta before the third time, McDonald's only open at 3 p.m. So that's my understanding to know that McDonald's only open at 3 p.m. I mean, it closed at 3 p.m. Sorry, it closed at 3 p.m. The gas station stayed open because people had to get gas. And then Burger King, it was a Burger King over here. If you go down the street, Burger King, yeah, over here, Burger King, that closed at 3 p.m. And so the spot and all that stuff was closed. They wasn't open. It was closed. 3 p.m. All the stuff was closing at 3 p.m. So you couldn't even go in. So when I left, whatever the case, it still was the case because I said 2 or 3 days later they got shot. How did they get shot 2 or 3 days later when McDonald's still closed at 3 p.m.? When I went back the second time to be in a hotel to see what the energy was, stores were still closing early. They wasn't closing late. It was closing early. So I go back the third time. I went back to this McDonald's and the stores were closing at 11 p.m. McDonald's closed at 11 p.m. But during the pandemic, when nobody could go anywhere, no vaccination or nothing could be open and stuff, you couldn't even be outside. Yeah, they closed at that time, 3 p.m. So why were you at the spa shooting people up? You know what I'm saying? And they not even supposed to be open. That's crazy. There was no touch in Georgia, in Atlanta. the whole state of Georgia, the law at the time when I was there, when they got shot and all that stuff, was you still had to wear masks and you still had to stand 6 feet apart. You could not touch hand to hand. You could not be in each other's face. Within 6 feet, it had to be 6 feet and beyond. So how did they get shot? What's going on here? What's the problem? I guess people still got to make that money, whatever the case. But if you felt like that, like you feel like how I could probably get in the mind of this person, But it's like, yo, that's the heck going on. I can't get in. I can't fathom it, yo. I can't understand. How could you feel some kind of way and then pretend or just, oh, we had a sex addiction? Like I can't understand that thought process or what kind of thoughts they thinking to make them want to hurt an old woman, or hurt anybody. Like I don't get it, yo. Why would you? It's like why would you even have them here in your government system, your economic system, if you're trying to kill them? If anything, send them back home, deport them. If anything was illegal going on or whatever the case, send them back home. But didn't do that. They just killed them. Like the COVID was their chance to like kill somebody without anybody hopping on a plane real quick or hopping on a jet real quick to fly over here to see what was going on. They can kill somebody, hide the body, and never tell you what happened. So by the time they open up the airports again, you still don't know what's going on or what happened to them. You thinking the worst, like, oh, they probably was doing some. It's like, no, you thinking anything except for they just was evil-hearted people that just have problems. I don't know if it was a sex addiction or a sect addiction, SECT. Was it a sect addiction? Like you have an issue with like they in this your sect, your section, and you in your space, and you don't like people being in your space and you like this monopoly or something, or you have actually a sex. What was it? Because the guy was engaged. Robert Aaron Long is his name. He 21 years old. He was engaged to a woman that was 19. If you read the article, you can search it up. Robert Aaron Long, the Gold Spot shooting. Read the article on him. He was married. He went to church regularly and all that. So, and then his girlfriend, his fiance, left him because she found out he kept going to the spa. Now I don't know where the Gold Spot. I just only been in this area. You know what I'm saying? In the Salvation Army area. I never been here before to know where stuff at. I look on my little Google Maps like I'm doing now, find out which bus to catch, and I catch that bus and I go. You know. And so yeah, this McDonald's, man, was key for me to know what time things closed. So you couldn't even be outside that long. So 3 times came by no time. 3 o'clock p.m. came in no time. And I'm like, damn, I'm gonna go to McDonald's get something to eat. Dang, McDonald's closed. Like, dang, I gotta wait for the show to the start dinner time. Like, what I'm saying, so I can get something to eat. Or I go over here to the gas station, try to swipe my EBT card, you know, and get some chips or something like that and snack until they open up. But I was like, trying not to use it because I never used my EBT card outside of the state before. So it was like all of that. It was crazy. But I was homeless, so I was sleeping on the street, stuff like that. The new shelters around here now, so behind these bushes somewhere. And I seen it before I left where they was gonna put it at, but now it's actually over here. So you go down the street. So if I did come back and I was homeless, I would go to Must Ministries. I bet to go up this street right here, and it's up in here somewhere now. So everything is in one little area. Where it used to be is where it was at. And the Madison cable is still in the same spot. So if I went back here, that would be exactly what I'd be trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Wait 1 second. Go right up here, walk. It's a 2 hour walk. So it take me 2 hours to walk. So where was yeah. Yeah. So walk up here. They got a little Chinese store over here. Mr. Wok. Yeah, Mr. Wok is over here. So it's like it was feeling like Baltimore, where I'm from here in Baltimore, seeing Chinese stores everywhere. In LA, there's a bunch of Latino stores, Spanish stores everywhere. Like this big liquor, the liquor, beer, and wine will be is a Chinese store. Mr. Watt probably will own this too, because it looked like it's together, right? So it'll probably be Chinese people own both these stores. And then the Wing City spot, probably Chinese people own all of this stuff. They be running stuff like this, and they probably feel some kind of way about that. So I would walk this whole little distance and stuff like that. And then it was, um, yeah. So that was the third time I came. Third time I came. Yeah. So it was a nice little exercise. Walking 2 hours to get here, then walk 2 hours back. Nice little exercise, get me back in a little my cable shape, so I can get my a little bit of stamina in me, so I can work. But wasn't doing too much work. You know. But it was like, yeah, I knew I was gonna be able to make enough good money and be okay, and also kind of like understand what was going on because I was doing this for Sato to understand what was going on because Miss Irene Pan was the only one that survived. She was the only one that lived. And then that's what ended up happening. I ended up going to Tokyo because, like I said, the danger, we can feel the danger in the air. So you don't just want to like act stupid, like people don't hate you and stuff like that. What would you running from? I mean, what's going on? I mean, stop acting like the world is against you, bull crap people be doing. When you act like, when you act like everything's safe and cool, you get got. But you got to stay on your toes and be attentive and stuff like that. But now it's at the point where I don't even care. So I'm like ready to go like back out here. You know, the warehouse is down here. Went up in there. They said, I almost shot you, man. Cause the boss of the company said just come in through the warehouse. I came in through the warehouse. A black guy was like, I almost shot you. I'm like, the boss that told me to come up in here. He said, come through the warehouse. Just come right in. He said, like, why he tell you that? I'm like, I don't know. He told me to come straight in. Just come right in. He was like, I almost shot you. I'm like, why you even say that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Probably trying to tell me it's real out here. Watch your step. I'm like, what that mean? It's real everywhere. I know what it's like. I'm from here. I'm born and raised here. I'm not no rookie. Understand? But the plight that we got between Caucasian and brown people. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, still, don't say that to me though. I might take it personal, like you really mean that. So I was like, I let it go anyway. But whatever the case, this was the front door. David would always have his van parked right here, stuff like that, doing little trainings. And then we had to go to certain areas, different other areas and stuff, and meeting other technicians and stuff like that. Of course, you had envy and jealousy and stuff from other technicians and stuff like that. Size you up and stuff like that. They in their own world still. But it's like I'm not here for the same reason that they think, and I'm here for a different reason. So they sizing me up wrong. But still, whatever the case. And then as soon as I left, I think this the Waffle House that Lauren McLean went to. It might have been a different one. She met her little old boyfriend and stuff. Whatever the case. Oh, sorry, y'all. Whatever the case, I think that was it. Yeah. So it was kind of like right up the street from the spot. So she was telling people, Lauren McLean was letting people know that where Gibson's gonna be is Madison Telecommunications, right down the street from the Waffle House. So she had did a little live or story feed or whatever the case with her ex boyfriend. Forgot what his name was. He famous or whatever. He was the one that wore the all red dragon demon outfit on the Halloween one time, and he really looked like that. That was fun. That was like scary. But whatever the case, that um so eventually what happened was I'll get back to the Musk Ministries first. Got the quick trip. I think I'm on the wrong road. Cause you gotta get the highway and then it's not that far away. Trying to get back to the area. Whatever. So I would go back to the Musk Ministry spot, and from there I would hold on. Let me just get to it. I'm trying to keep it visual, but I'm not from Georgia, so I don't, it's hard for me to like remember where stuff at. Wait a minute, y'all. All right, I just remember this little area here. Okay, the McDonald's Bam Street. So they ended up dropping me back off up here, and from in here I was doing all kind of stuff, getting a resume, all that type of stuff. Resume, this, that, third, all that, and ended up catching a train. So a quarter lift, and they took me to the wrong spot. The lift took me to the wrong location. So I was trying to go to the Amtrak. Why take me here? So I had to end up getting another lift. So I had to get two lifts. He took me somewhere far away. Had to get another lift to take me to the actual Amtrak train station. I said, why lift take me to the wrong? So I wasted money. It's like it took my money or whatever the case. So I had to get another lift to take me to the train station. And then from the train station, I ended up going out LA. And when I went out to LA, I ended up applying for the job up Spectrum Broadband. I think it was called Spectrum or Spectrum, but no, it's not Spectrum Broadband, just Spectrum. Sorry, Spectrum in Los Angeles, California. And that's my whole little story about LA. Then that's when I was on Sawtell Boulevard making all these videos talking about this and this, that, and the third. So ever since, there's been an intensity, ever since the whole Gold Spot shooting. Actually, before that, when I first came here, it's been an intensity. And nobody has died on my behalf the whole time. So this whole time since 2019, people's lives been in my hands, and I've just been all over the place. I just been all over the place, lives in my hand and all that, and nobody died after the Gold Spot shooting because like I'm the person that you can confide in. But at first you're like, I'm not confiding in somebody that's not from my country or that's not my people or not my culture. He's just another brown guy. And that's the thought process until you like, oh no, this brown guy saving my life. I'm with him, and it's saving your life still, because then I even went to Georgetown. Now, I wonder what's her name. There's a sister that she rap. I forget her name. She went to the door Georgetown, and she also went to the South. She was in the area of Atlanta where I went to the shelter at. And when I left, she ended up going there doing like public service work or, doing some kind of service work to feed the homeless and stuff. But I already was gone. I guess it was that way of like wanting me to come back, but then I ended up going out LA. Then she ended up going out UCLA. She ended up going to UCLA, and it's like following me and stuff. But it's like, I don't know, like you want to meet me or you just following me? What's going on? Else I would sit still for you, instead of just moving all over the place. I'm shaking and baking. You just trying to, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, man, it was art in here, man. It was art. This is where the guy. That's why they moved it too, because I got the video footage of him. So the video footage of the guy that when I had to edit where Jackie Chan is looking at the screen and they got live on there. The way I did it, saying that I actually took the recording with my phone. So my actual phone. So in here, sorry, the door here. Wait, you go in the door down here. It's the one in the middle, and then this one right here. But you go in the door down here, you go down, or sometimes they open this one on the far left, right here. You go in, sign your name, and then there's a door there. You go straight in, and right where this window is where I was sitting at, right up against the window. And it was the couch was in the living room area, and he's in front of me, and the Vietnam vet is in front of me, and I took that video. Right after I took that video, it was I think it was dinner time, or lunchtime or dinner time, and so we came out and we went to eat. Or was it over here? Yeah, over here. We went to eat over here. So you got to go in a corner. So they open it up on the side. You go in on the side and you eat, and then you come out in the front right here. Over here is the bathrooms. You can use both bathrooms really, but you can use the bathroom. This is where you go in at, and they check you in to give you a bed and stuff. They give you a badge and stuff to let them know that you belong on here. It's color coded too to let them know which months you're supposed to be here, stuff like that. So you're not just on here just cause. I know the stuff in the way, the little parts up in the way over here is like where the computer lab and stuff is at, where you go in there, use the computers and build your resume up and stuff like that. But now it's not there. It's not there anymore. They took it down. Police officers used to be here too. Like the police, they'll just post up in the corner over here. They just be sitting here, or they sit back here somewhere, and they just be in here, watching over stuff, you know. And then when you coming on, this little post right here, this little post right here, somebody in there, and before you when you coming back on this homeless shelter or whatever the case, property, you got to show your badge. If you don't got a badge that tell you to get out, or if you're trying to register, there's certain times you can come in to register to see if you can get a bid or whatever the case. But otherwise, that was it, and that was that whole process. But yeah, so I ended up leaving. I go to Amtrak station. I went to LA. And that was the third time, and that was from 2019 to I think 2021. So it was in that time frame of that's the time frame that all of this stuff was happening in, with me going back and forth between Baltimore and Atlanta. So I've been in Atlanta 3 times, then went to LA. So those information for you. And that's when I realized later on that I was an important figure of all of this. But how do you tell your family? How do you tell the people that you know and stuff like that that people are like putting their lives on me? And it didn't happen until I met the guy that looked like Robert Aaron Long. He looked just like him. He kind of tall. He looked like Robert Aaron Long. Cause I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, yo. Cause it was when I went back in here the third time, it was more spicy. The atmosphere was more spicy. The first time it was more peaceful, but this time it was super spicy. Like they needed me back type of stuff. So I'm in here. You got a blood is in here. You got thugs is up in here. Killers is. You can feel the intensity. Killers is up in here now. Not just chilling and stuff. People is like back and forth having conversations about the Bible, God this and God that, the Vietnam. But well, just because God said don't mean that everybody's perfect. I'm like, what the heck is they going back and forth about? So these like teams and stuff, like the people that's Caucasian is teaming up to talk about holiness and morality with the brown people, like black like me, talking about morality, and they talking about morality back. It's a back and forth. So man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Calm down. Talking about morality, and so I'm the one in here listening to them. So whenever it came to me, sometimes they be sitting in the living room area right here talking, and I see something to shut everybody up. Like, dang, how you know all that? So I'm a rabbi, and everybody shut up because some people knew what that meant, especially the Vietnam vet knew what that meant. Like, you're a rabbi? Like, yeah, I'm a rabbi. But then they start looking at me and with this kind of intent eye to see if I was like guilty or something, but I wasn't. So you just had nothing on me. You had nothing on me. So he was trying to, I guess, get me out of there. But at the same time, that's when I had talked to him about the Bible and stuff like that, and that's not the third. I was like, you really make it about the religion when it's really about the culture. It's really about the kingdom, the people itself, and that's what you miss, which make you turn it into religion. You take away the kingship, the government, and so you make your own thing out of it, and now you all sounding crazy and stuff. So I said it kind of calm like that, and I always had a clear mind to say it with intent to kind of like completely explode and destroy whatever you're saying, and just make you just kind of stop saying what you're saying, because I made 100% sense that you was not thinking about. They just tit for tat, and I just blow the whole thing up and just shut it down to let it be known that like what y'all talking about not making sense. And so after I was saying stuff like that to the Vietnam vet, he's an elder man, of course. He's in the video, the first on the person on the left, but right in front of me, the guy sitting down. He had the glasses on. I'm like, hold on, yo, you look like the guy in the picture, Robert Aaron Long. You know, not the rough picture. You look like the fresh picture. You got like you shaved and all that. That's what you look like. You shaved, and you just still got your glasses on. You got your hat down, and you got your head in your phone. And I'm like, I know you not in a homeless shelter and not in a jail cell somewhere. So then that's when they put him on me. So his life lived has become my life. So whatever's happening to me is happening to him. Whatever's happening, it's like that. Whatever happens, whatever I get, he get, type of thing. And whatever he get, I get. Like if you try to kill him, he'll try to kill me. But we can't connect in that way, and that's what I've been waiting to talk about for the longest time. But it's hard to even help people understand how I connect to the situation. And how I've been saving the lives of the people, the Asians and stuff like that. How I've been saving people's lives, just passing through, being this guy that you can depend on. Especially China and McLean living in Georgia, and all of this media stuff happening in there and stuff. Like they know Gibson, so China is like, I got this like instant gratification, or not, what's not the word, not gratification, it's instant trust in a way. Like I got an instant trust, like that skips him right there. So people just start trusting China and McLean that I'm the one, I'm the Gibson from Ant Farm that saved her life, so I can save everybody else. Like, so they just went for it, and this thing just got intense immediately, or whatever the case. And I'm just like slow to it, like, what's going on? Just being my holy self, my pious self. But yeah, man, sat right in front of my face, in the couch on the chair, and I took a picture of him, scanned, took the video footage, and then zoomed it in and zoomed it back out. So that's when they, um, I think, had a court case, something like he's not guilty or something, trying to say he's not guilty, or whatever the case. So I realized that it had something to do with Roberto Fortu and Simon Altev, the two Cohen, the Cohen and the rabbi that's from the Philippines, and the Cohen that's in the UK, that's where he live at, because they said something crazy out their mouth instead of just stick to the scripture and just say what the scripture said. They said something stupid and got people killed. Me, I said what was right. I said no. He who smiteth his father or his mother must surely be put to death. And so this guy, 21-year-old, start killing old people because what they said, not sticking to the Torah. Because you're supposed to respect your elders. Honor your father and mother is the fifth commandment. Honor your father and your mother that your days may be long upon the land which the Most High Father, your Allah, gives you. Which also goes in web to respect your elders. You know what I'm saying? Respect the gray hairs, the people of gray hairs. But if you're going around shooting people with gray hairs and shooting your elderly people, regardless of where they're from, you're not keeping the Torah. So our speak was right, and they spoke what was wrong, and people got hit. So he comes to me, and I'm the guy that spoke right, and I'm still saving people's lives. So if it wasn't for me to this very day, 2024 on a Zoom, 2024, Google, if it wasn't me from 2019 to 2024, living a pious life, no guilt. People keep thinking I got dirt on me. If it wasn't for me living holy for real, genuinely, the age that people would start getting killed for real. So you're welcome in a way, not to be boastful about it, but to just understand that, give me the due respect that's due to me. I'm out here saving lives for real, saving souls and saving lives by me physically in the flesh living a pious life according to what the Most High says that we must live. Being a rabbi, a holy, pure rabbi. It's not just head knowledge, quoting scriptures all day long at you. I'm actually living it right. And so they can't do anything to y'all who trust me as your covering, your protection, your spiritual covering and stuff. And so, yeah, they put his life on mine. But what I'm trying to do is help people understand that we're not the same. He is a Christian, I'm not. So our lives are not the same. I follow the Torah. I understand the details of why the Savior came and all of that. I don't call on Jesus Christ or nothing. I call on Yahusha. So because of that, there is a separation, which is another reason why I kept telling China and McLean stop saying Jesus Christ, because if they're using that to connect you to me and then connect me to him, then we have to break that. And if we don't break that, we can't stay safe. But in order for all of us to stay safe, we have to call on what is true, not what is just convenient for the safety of our lives that we, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm so strict about it. Got to let her feel the intensity of my voice and my words to let it be known. People are dying, you know what I'm saying, if we're not standing up. We are Cherokee. So we are the landowners. And so it also goes to that, us being the landowners of this area called Georgia. This is where we actually are from, Cherokee. This is our patch, as they call it, state. This is our patch, the Cherokee patch. We own all this land. So in this area, in this borders or these borderlines, we are the landowners. And so they're riding, still trying to go to war with us. If we make a moral mistake or a moral hiccup, they use that to try to knock down more of the other pieces and help that we got so that they don't lose their place in Georgia. So it's still that battle, that tug of war, that chess game, but it's all about morality. So you can't call on false gods and false deities to keep yourself safe. When you're talking about going to war with somebody, contending back and forth, you got to call on what is actually true, because then it will manifest physically, your metaphysical stuff. They're quick with it. Caucasian people don't play. They'll be quick with it. Even I saved Nancy Pelosi's life. I saved her life by being a pious moral man. And that was the that was another reason why I was here, to be that spiritual protection, because they had ran into the U.S. Capitol, and that was a reason too why I came. Like, what's happening up here? But this U.S. Capitol mess, like, what's that going on up here? You know. So that was another reason why I went the first time. But I ended up trying to get a job too, to try to see if I can like remain a while. But it was too dangerous. So bunch of mess. The U.S. Capitol happened, then the Gold Spot happened. But I'm gonna make the edits and stuff, and you're gonna see it in a fantastic way with the music and all of that visual stuff, because people kind of like don't have ears a lot of times. But I'm just trying to get it to you straight, man. I wish I can show you video footages and stuff like that more. But yeah, I just need to separate from this guy, or whatever the case, Robert Aaron Long, because for me, because of me, he could not kill more Asians. They was able to stop him because they have someone that's holy. I speak right. So now you have no reason to go and kill. It's gonna be murder now. See, that's what America understands. They can Satan understands. So Satan and his chosen people, which are these Caucasian people, he let them know that in order for America to stand, you can only kill someone. So no matter how you do it, whether you set them up, put an obstacle, be deceptive, whatever they do to try to set you up for the kill, it has to be a kill. It cannot be a murder. So if it's going to be deemed a murder, they have to stop and have to find a reason to kill you. Some immoral thing about you, you know? And that's why they always try to set the stage or use people in your family and all kinds of friends and people that's close to you and people that's far away from you to try to set you up for a murder so that they can start murdering other people that's in the country. That's all they're trying to do, is murder anybody they can get. And so, and you understanding the importance of this, you know, as please don't be the obstacle for me. If I come to you and tell you, I can't do this, I can't do that, I gotta dress like this, I gotta eat like that, understand that I got people's lives in my hand. You know what I'm saying? By being a holy man, I gotta maintain that. Even when it was coming to the food here, I couldn't eat certain food in here. I said, no, I can't eat that. You know, I can't eat that. Even when it came to the chicken, it was like, no, I can't eat the chicken. So sometimes I wouldn't even eat. I'd go to the gas station down here and order some food. I mean, not order food. I would get like some chips and stuff and just eat off chips. Survive to the next day. Eat whatever I can eat. Was clean to eat until I get the job, get in good with the job, and I can get my own stuff and go grocery shopping and have a whole not a hotel, like a bedroom, like a one bedroom, one bath or something. I can start living. You know, so that's what I was trying to do. Get to the point where I can get out the hole, but they just always under attack. Even metaphysically, like just going to sleep in Georgia, they be shooting people down and stuff in the metaphysical, and you can feel it. You can feel them shooting you, pop, 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 in the dream space. It hurt. You wake up like, what the heck going on? Like we in this homeless shelter, but it's people in there shooting you up and stuff like that. And there's some metaphysical situation. You wake up still like, yo, what was that? Shooting us down? Where, like, when we gonna get some guns? Like, the heck, I'm tired of getting shot in a dream, but I ain't got no gun to shoot back. What's going on? I'm tired of that. Where to go out? Where the guns at? So that's why I shoot people physically, by using my words and holiness and my moral knowledge and wisdom of the Most High. I shoot them down that way. Because if I can't shoot you in a dream and I ain't got no gun, I'm definitely gonna let you hear it. Nah, yo, I'm shooting. Nah, I'm knocking you down, and I just start knocking people down. You know, whatever the case, with a good character, good morality, whatever. But y'all needed this information. I'm just talking now, kind of like smoothing out the edges now. You know, the information that you did need, you could have wrote that down. Now I'm just kind of like drowning out the ears right now, just saying a bunch of random stuff after important stuff I said. And it's a long video, so you're not going to scroll back unless it's really for you to want to get the information. So you're not going to scroll back through an hour and 30 minutes of me talking to get the key parts that I said. So I got to drown it out. And then even me saying that, you're still not going to do it because it's still an hour and 30 minutes. But I had to say all of this so you can understand, you know, me being holy, me living right, me being safe, people understanding who I am. That's why it's good for me to be famous. Like, if I'm famous in the mainstream media, it would be good because I got people's lives in my hand. that's being safe because of my piety, my purity. So me not being famous, anywhere I go, people can take that. People can use that to their advantage. Knowing me, they can use that to their advantage, assuming that people don't know me to try to cause me harm. You know. So acting like you don't know me, but knowing me is causing me danger, it's causing me harm, and causing you harm at the same time. So that's why I don't like the whole, you know, fake fake fame thing. Like, the regular guy fame get thing or whatever. Like, you famous, but you live in a regular life, so we not gonna call you out like famous. We not gonna follow you. We not gonna be saying your name and stuff. Like you would quickly say Ariana Grande or Nicki Minaj or Cardi B. You will say their names openly because they're mainstream famous. But I'm not. But I'm equally as famous as them. You know what I'm saying? So saving their lives, like all that. It's crazy. Credits people. I'm the credits guy. Credits people. You just skip the movie. The movie over with. Skip the credits. My name in the middle of there somewhere. They not important at all. They made the whole movie though. Fantastic for you and all that. So Robert Aaron Long. It was a good thing that they put it on me though, because it stopped him from killing. And that's another reason why we take it back here, right here where I got the video image of him. Take it back out here to the street. And why I went down to the spa. And why she got on that gray. Excuse me, y'all. Under attack always. And so to end it, man. And before I left, I finally realized that this place was here. Ming's Ming's massage. Yeah, Ming's massage spot. So I covered them. The white gloves that she got on, the white Gibson, or the white Ray Gibson, Gray. You got to put it together, man. He's black. So this is what he's trying to say. I'm the one that's protecting him. And so long as it helps her, she can come outside, because at first they was not coming outside and they was not open. Now they open. She outside sweeping the ground and stuff, and she's safe. I'm the only person keeping them safe. So you are welcome. We don't have time for culture games and my country, your country games. Your people are here in this country, and I'm keeping them safe just for living right. So we don't have time for the whole jealousy, envy thing. I'm not here for all of that. I'm just here to live right and help people follow the truth. I don't have time for religion. I don't have time for your Islamic games. I gotta keep people safe. Y'all can keep playing around and lose your life, but I'm not playing around. That's what you need to understand. I got people's lives in my hands for real, and I take it serious. So no matter what I do, where I go, I'm always thinking about this. So I'm always careful about what I do, what I wear, what I say, what I eat. I'm always careful within myself. I don't need nobody monitoring me. I don't need nobody checking me. I understand the importance of keeping people's lives safe and what kind of heavy weight that is that keep me in check on its own. All right, I gotta keep telling people that. You know what I'm saying? I'm in check on my own. I judge people. People don't judge me. But people don't like to hear that, of course. They don't like to hear that, but it's true. I live right. Most people don't live right. So that's just had to say that, man. That's for everybody. The countries of the nations of Asia and all over the place, Palestine, all of these people. I'm keeping people's lives safe because your enemy knows the truth very well. He just don't follow it. Caucasian people, Jewish people, they know the way of the Most High. They know of the way of the true Allah, the true Creator. They know it. So you can't keep playing stupid and playing this game. You can't keep doing that because then people's lives, they're losing their lives. All kinds, and America's a melting pot of everybody. Palestine, Gaza, China, Japan, everybody's here. So it's that much more important to be on point with your piety when you got everybody here, and these Caucasian people was trying to kill everybody here that's from everywhere else, not just Palestine only. I gotta keep everybody safe. So that's a higher level of accountability and weight. So understand that. Please understand that. I'm only here 6 more years. 6 more years left if I don't get married. That's the decree from the Most High. 6 years left if I don't get married in a sacred marriage, and I'm gone. I'm gone. And then there's nobody. There's not gonna be nobody to keep them safe. So I'm not gonna be here physically, so they're not gonna be able to be safe. Somebody is gonna always be somebody knocking on that door, trying to get in, trying to break in. The only thing I can leave you is Instagram videos and YouTube videos and edits and stuff to leave behind. When I die, you can kind of like, well, I felt like the Savior. When the Savior died, people still read the Bible, and the Savior died and rose again. You still got the story there, so you can trust in Him because the story, and you still get salvation through Him, even though He, died and rose again and went into heaven. You still can get salvation through Him because He's not really dead. He just left. So the same thing with me. You might can get it that way, but I gotta go. I had to go through the Savior myself. I still do. When I get back home, I got to go back through a re-education process, and then I can get back to my position. But yeah, I had to go through the Savior myself. But then you can go through me, hierarchy or whatever. And that's what's going on, man. I did want to go up in there and talk to him. The reason I noticed it, because when I went to the gas station one time, I sat here, ate my little sandwich, and my little chips, my Doritos, and my little whatever the case. Ate my little stuff, and then I looked over here one day. I was like, oh, snap, there's a massage spot right there. Then I felt it, like, felt it. Then I start walking by every day, like going to work, seeing it, feeling it intense. It's like they called me and I turned over. My head just turned over out of nowhere, and I looked. But at first I wasn't noticing they was there. I walked by this place a lot of times and ain't noticed it was there. So with that said, I'll be safe, man. Understand, things are more important than worshiping your stomach, worshiping your wants of the flesh. I just gotta have sex with this girl because she too pretty, or I just gotta eat this food because I love eating this food and it's what I customarily always eat. It's part of my culture, but it's damaging your people. Some things is more important than taste, your stomach. Yes, eat your food, but it's like we gotta know what's the right things to ingest, is what I'm saying. You can buy a lot of food that's right to eat, is what I'm saying. Instead of eating the customary things that's wrong to eat, that's damaging your people, keeping them spiritually trapped. And that's what it is. They're spiritually trapped. They can't shake the chains. They can't shake the chains. Every time they move, some Caucasian person is going to always be on them. Like, dang, y'all always on me, right? Because they doing dirt, and the way that they live and the way that they eat, the things that they eat and stuff like that is keeping your enemy on you. So when you try to think that you about to go out the door and do something, they still on you. You know what I'm saying? You can't move without them moving with you because of the same evil, the same darkness that you taking in yourself. But if you have different energy in you, you live in the holy way and know what the Creator said you can and can't eat. No, it's not called halal. It's called kosher or kashar. Okay, it's called kashar or kosher. Some say it's not called halal. All right, and that's for Islam. It's called halal. Everything is not Islam. Ours is the Torah, and there's laws that you can't, things that you can't ingest and stuff like that that keep your energy clean, keep your water clean. It keeps your water clean, and when your water is clean, you can move and outstep them. But when you can't outstep them, they move you, they puppet you. So you come here thinking you're gonna do something, and you end up getting jammed up. That was what Jet Li was understanding too. It's not about just you being strong or being mentally strong. It's about your water. That's what Bruce Lee kept saying. Be water, be fresh water, be clear, be holy, be pure, be clean. You got to know what to do, what to eat, what to ingest, what kind of energy you got to be is clean water, fresh water. If you're not fresh water, they're going to outstep you, and they're going to, be your obstacle. Otherwise, you can just walk around and nothing happened to you. It's like they're not even there, but they are. They just can't touch you because you clean. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. We always have this thing, man, about our cultures though. It's just that's the I keep saying it because that's what's in the way. We have this thing about our own culture, our own this, our own that, our own belief system, whatever the case, man. Our own this, and we hold to it, but it's killing us. And the main people that don't want to let go are the people that never been to America or don't know the danger and the plight that your people are in. You're not knowing that they are the way that your country can get breached. But you being so safe, you're not feeling the danger, you're not feeling the breach until it comes upon you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. It's just that thing about who are you to tell me and I'm royalty and I'm royalty too. You know what I'm saying? I'm royalty too. I'm just in America. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in America. Our royalty got destroyed because of that inclination of the flesh to do wrong things. And so we got jammed up on the spiritual side. And then now we physically jammed up. But every country has this inclination to do wrong. The Caucasian people control that inclination. They're the kings of the inclination to do wrong things. So if ever you do, they control you. That's why they all over the world and all of your countries running you, playing a money game, finances and businesses, because they are the royalty of Satan. So they run that. And so here it is. I'm battery about to die, but whatever the case. So here it is. I'm just saying, man, we have that issue and we got to let that go. You know, we're too busy trying to find fault on people. We need to just kind of like clean our own lives up just because we need to protect our own people. Even if my words, but I'm a doer of it too. So you got a good person talking to you, but it's still that. Even if the words are clean, do it, because if not, if somebody don't step up, nobody gonna be safe. And so, please, man, please hear me. I'm just trying to tell you, like, I'm keeping your people safe. And I'm doing it because I love to protect people, and I love people to get to the truth, get to the truth of creation, get to the truth of life. What are we here for? The sun is in the sky shining right here. How is he up there? Who's holding him up? We don't know. He just up there. What is the truth of this existence that we in the sky and all of this bull crap? Who is the God that holds the sun up? It ain't the Kaaba stone in the box that's holding him up. So we know that's wrong. We just got to be truthful, shining on everything. Sun shining hard. I don't know what. Bright as ever. Who put it there? You know what I'm saying? You got to think about stuff like that. And so that's all I'm about is people understanding the truth of life and existence, who made all things in this planet, not just sticking to our own personal culture and ways of life. And we get so headstrong, and the men get so headstrong that power can end up, that greed of power can end up ruining you and your nation and your people. Bruce Lee was enough. Now they killing grandma. What next? So let's just, please, man, hear me. Please. With that, shalom.